Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to We Are Soccer. We've got a lot to talk about, and there's breaking news. A La Liga star, is currently midair flying to the USA to join up with his brand new Major League Soccer team. We're going to talk about that in a couple of minutes. We got a lot of other stuff to get to today. That's going to be top of the hour. That's going to be top story right now as we come back. But Carabao Cup, Arsenal go down 2-0 to Man City. EPL results, some big results for the top six there this weekend. We'll do a little bit of Bundesliga, a little bit more MLS after that. We're going to preview the U.S. men's national team. They play next Saturday. That's 6 days away. Oh, and by the way, Zlatan Ibrahimovic has a new job. What will he be doing? We got a lot to get to. Let's jump in.
What? And I'm going to give you one opportunity because we're friends. Winner!
Who gives a shit about where the ball's been?
Yeah, F him. They went from loving this guy, best move ever, to hating him.
I think it's the most ridiculous thing in the world.
I love it because it tells you how the game was played.
There's nowhere for him to go. I think there's one place.
You can't do that in the national team. Do I look like I'm freaking kidding?
He does things that are absolutely insane.
Successful and sexy? No. It wasn't aggravating at times? Yes.
Sorry,
that's not very fair.
It's not about being fair.
Welcome to the greatest soccer show ever.
All right, welcome back in. As we said, breaking news just a couple of minutes before we went live here. Antoine Griezmann is flying to the USA to complete his shock move to Orlando City. Yes, just mere hours after Atletico Madrid's 3-2 derby defeat to Real Madrid. Starman Antoine Griezmann is set to get on a plane and head to the United States. We'd heard this was going to be happening. It was rumored in the summer, or during the window here, the January window, winter window, that he could be making his way over here and joining up with Orlando. Then all of a sudden everything was off, and we figured, okay, maybe in the summer it would happen. Nope, it's happening now. According to a shock update from The Athletic, later on Sunday evening, the French World Cup winner was authorized by his club to complete the move to Major League Soccer. Griezmann is set to sign a deal through 2027-28 with Orlando City, including an option to extend. The Florida side is the neighboring rival of you-know-who, Mr. Lionel Messi. This news breaking by The Athletic and our good friend Tom Bogert. Brooks, you're excited by this, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, it's another star in the league, and, you know, it's the Florida rivalry. It just kind of ups it a little bit. You know, they've had stars in the past, Orlando, Kaká, Alexander Pato, Nani. So they've had guys, and they always have one star, but they can never figure out how to surround them with the guys they need to do what they need to do to win.
Now, I do want to ask real quick. You had mentioned before, as we were talking about this, why this may have happened now. What happened to Orlando City this weekend that you think this could have set this off, this little domino effect?
Yeah, well, listen, they got smacked. They got absolutely smacked by Nashville 5-0.
Yeah, they had a couple of goals, by the way, my Golden Boot predictor.
Yeah, but they had gotten rid of Oscar Pereira the week before when they lost as well. So, but it's interesting. Did they get rid of Oscar because if Griezmann move was gonna happen, he wanted a more, I guess, I don't want to say professional, but just a more highly regarded coach that would work with Antoine Griezmann, that's Spanish or South American, versus Oscar Pereira, who's been in the MLS and coached a lot of good players. But was that part of the agreement? Hey, I'll get you if you fire him and, you know, you bring in someone that I can work with really well.
So the rumor was that Griezmann there was a lot of negotiations going back and forth between Orlando City and Griezmann in the last couple of months, and he was reluctant to sign. And then last week they fired Pereira. This week they get smashed 5-0. There's no real face to the club, in my opinion. I think at this point they go, hey, we need to make a splash here. We need to do something. Hey, Antoine, listen, we fired the coach. How's that work for you? We're thinking of hiring. Here's our short list. Maybe we'll up the dollar amount. Maybe we'll figure something. And he's like, yeah, you know what? I'm in. Let's do this. Because he's been playing.
Yes, he's been playing in he was playing the Champions League when I watched against Tottenham.
Right, and he plays some good, meaningful minutes.
Yep.
I think he's had some goals this year. So this is a good signing, though, because honestly, if you think about a lot of the clubs in the MLS right now, you can probably pick out a star player in each one of those teams, right?
Yeah.
Especially the big boys, LAFC, LA Galaxy, Miami, obviously. You can pick one out in New York Red Bulls. You can pick one out in Chicago. Now Toronto, as they get Sargent. Orlando City, for me, I don't think I could have picked out a real star player for them. I think this really does it. Puts them on the map. I can see a lot of people buying that purple jersey with Griezmann on the back. And officially, he'll be wearing the number 7 jersey.
Yes, of course, he gets the number 7. I mean, every big star that's played there has gotten their jersey number that they've wanted. And listen, that South American group, that ownership group has, and with some of the Americans, the Minnesota Vikings owner owns part of that team as well. But they have high expectations for that team. And right now, pretty much that state, I would say, is pink and black. And they're generating all the excitement, where Orlando's done all right. They've gotten to the playoffs. They've done all right. But they haven't really pushed as much as people have thought they could. And it's Orlando. It's Disney World. It's, it's a little different than where Miami is, Jacksonville's got their USL championship team going. So they're trying to do stuff like, everyone's trying to do their stuff in different parts of Florida. And, Orlando's needs to keep up with the Joneses a little bit, So, listen, they play LAFC. That's their next. So next games they have LAFC at LAFC. Then they play at Columbus. Then they're home to Houston, home to Charlotte, and away to DC United. So they have some rough games coming up. So Griezmann will make a difference.
Well, I'm going to put up the table right now. Here is that's the Western Conference. Excuse me. Here's the East. As you see, I call them a Mickey Mouse Club. They're 13th in the table. 1 win, no draws, 4 losses, 5 goals for, 17 against, negative 12 goal difference, no face to the club. Now you can see why they've made that change, why they've brought in Antoine Griezmann, who, by the way, I think can really be a good player. I think he's going to be probably Thomas Mueller type level.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he came from a pressing system, so he's willing to work hard. If he's willing to do the work and whatnot, then I think he can fit in. BX Gunner saying Griezmann is a footy purist. I'll give him that. He'll play for a rando like Orlando. He's probably doing it so his kids can enjoy the theme park for 3 years.
I was about to say, bring the kids over. I think 4 out of the 5 kids are born on the exact same day of the year. Does that make sense? It's like April 17th or something.
Yeah.
Silly.
He asked a question in that thing from Boger. When does he officially sign? It's not till the summertime, right? He's going to play out the rest of the European season.
It doesn't actually say.
It doesn't?
It doesn't say,
Okay.
but I would expect that. Yeah, so the move arrives after lengthy negotiations. He is set in the latest European star to make the switch. The Frenchman will therefore depart La Liga as one of the... he currently holds the title of Atleti's top goal scorer with over 200 goals for the club.
Yeah.
It doesn't say when he would actually play.
I'm guessing he'll finish out the season and then he'll come in the summertime. So it's pretty much irrelevant. It's pretty much survive for as much as you can. And I don't think he's going to be in the French national team, right? So he'll be well rested by the end of the season. And then when he jumps in July, because their season picks up July 22nd. So that's when they're at San Jose. So I imagine he'll fly in. He'll probably, watch some World Cup matches, get fit a little bit, get adjusted to life. Yeah. Which actually won't be a bad transition because you don't have to jump in right away. You get adjusted a little bit, and then you can jump in July, and hopefully there's somewhere of relevance where they're close in the table to the 9th or 8th spot where they can actually make playoffs.
Do me a favor, Brooks, as you have that schedule up, when does the MLS officially stop playing? When is their that break?
So the official is May 23rd.
May 23rd is the last game.
Yes.
Last match day, and then they come back July 22nd. So essentially, it's a 2-month break for the World Cup being here in North America. We're going to be talking about the U.S. men's national team in a little bit. Their matchup coming up with Belgium. Brooks was really insistent on talking about this game. It's 6 days away, but he brought up some really good points.
The Belgium game?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you were really insistent on talking about that.
Well, I mean,
I don't know, man, but you know what? You convinced me with some of your points, so I'll give you that. We're gonna get to that a little later in the show.
I'm sure Nate's got some points over there.
Oh, Nate definitely has some points. He just wants to talk. No, nothing, Nate.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, points about what?
The
USA Belgium.
Eh.
Yeah. What do you think about the New Jersey?
Which one?
These one.
That one?
Yeah, you like it? What do you think?
Is that mine?
No, it's not. Not unless you want to pay me $100 for it.
What the hell? Nothing for my birthday, huh? Nothing for my birthday. Thanks.
I said happy birthday on your
Oh,
birthday.
wow. Ooh, yeah.
And I would have given you a beer except for you were playing soccer.
And after?
I went home. Yeah.
I like the black one better, to admit it. It's nice, but I do like the black one better.
A lot of people are saying that. You know, the funny thing is a couple of the former players are saying they prefer this one compared to the black one with the stars. The stars are too muted, they said, but you know what? Whatever. Everybody's got their opinion.
I
don't
just
mind them.
I like solid jersey colors. I'm a big fan of them. If I what?
If you want one, go to Soccer World. That's where I got mine.
Oh, I thought Lexi was gonna mail us some or something.
Yeah, right. He's probably gonna pay for them as well.
I mean, wow. That would be harsh if he had to pay for it. If he was like, "Hey, can I get a jersey?" and they're like, "Yeah, sure." And like, there's a bill in his mail, and he's like, "What's this?" And he's like, "You wanted a jersey?"
He got one of those denim jerseys. I saw him do a box opening. They
Denim
gave him.
jersey? Oh
Yeah,
the old
the '94 one. He did
Yeah.
the remake of the Adidas. Yeah,
yeah.
I saw him do an opening for that. He got one of those.
All right.
Germany's new jersey's pretty class.
Yeah.
The white one, I like.
You know, we're gonna have to do a little preview of the jerseys.
Yeah,
coming
didn't we
up.
do that like in years past?
Yeah, we did, but I think we got dinged by Apple and MLS, so we kind of had to nix it.
No, not for the World Cup jerseys.
Yeah, there's no.
Apple can't ding you for something they don't have rights to.
Apple dinged us when we did MLS jerseys.
Well, that's MLS jerseys.
All of a
Nobody
sudden-
likes MLS. Ask
Our
Brooks.
YouTube video went
Thanks,
down.
Nate.
We were like,
Yeah.
what happened?
Thank you.
We,
Still can't see Brooks, by the way.
we have done the World Cup jerseys. We'll have to do that again.
Yeah.
As it gets a little closer to the World Cup, maybe.
What are you waiting for?
We're like 90 plus days away. 90 days away.
Yeah.
I mean, as we get
Time to get some excitement going.
This is true.
Yeah.
We do need to draw some
Oh
excitement.
man.
All right, we'll get that going. Before we get too deep into this, I do want to say a big thank you to our partners and our sponsors. Big thank you to Soccer World. A big thank you to Next Level Training. A big thank you to the Michigan Jaguars, the Football Doc, and Dog and Pony Show Brewing. Congratulations to Kyle, the owner of Dog and Pony Show Brewing. His cousin plays for
He plays for a team.
The college UNC Wilmington.
Yeah, UNC Wilmington.
Yeah.
He scored his first goal. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Kyle, we're going to be in soon. We're going to be talking about what's coming up for the World Cup. Big party to do that we're doing. So get the beers ready, my friend. And if you're local here in Michigan, go to Oak Park. Dog and Pony Show Brewing, one of the best around. All right, boys, we're going to talk about Arsenal getting dominated today at Wembley by Manchester City.
Does it matter?
No. All right, you caught me a little bit on that one.
Ah, gotcha.
Yes, because a lot of people were saying they're so good this year they could win the quad. Right?
No, they're not. But they're not.
They can't.
They're not.
No.
And they're out of the Champions Leagues, right? No, wait.
Nope.
Yep.
No, they're not
they
out
will
of the
be
Champions
soon.
League.
Don't worry. Give it a minute.
Playing Sporting CP. I think they've got the easiest path through.
No, they'll be out in a hot minute. Just
They're
give it a
gonna
second.
make it around through to the semifinal.
Maybe.
They will.
You're gonna discount Sporting?
Yeah, I am against
They beat
Arsenal.
Stuttgart.
I know.
Wow.
All right. Let's double check that, but I do put them through into the quarterfinal. I'd like to see where they go from there. But today, listen, they didn't play well against a Manchester City team that I thought set up in a great way. Now this matchup, I want to say, is April 18th in the league. These two will play in the league. That's where I'm really excited, by the way. That's the matchup with everybody counts.
Listen,
Everyone.
they're gonna win one trophy this year.
Which is it going to be? The EPL?
It's gonna be the league.
Yeah.
I think mathematically it's like there. Okay.
Well,
their schedule's pretty simple.
Here's your table. Right now, they're game ahead and they're 9 points clear, man.
and their schedule is fairly outside of City. I don't think they really have much anyone else. So I think that they got that one, but they'll lose all the other titles races that they're in. So don't worry.
But all right, Gunner fans, BX Gunner, I know you're on the line here. Does that suffice? Is that good enough?
I'd say it is for them. I mean,
that's the big one. That's the one they all want.
they're a bang on average team. So mid-table galore. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. They did.
Hang on, average. They're about to win the league.
Sweet. So which puts them in the likes of like Leicester and Blackburn and all those illustrious clubs. Okay, I mean, let's not. I'm sorry.
Whoa.
I know I'm supposed to everyone's supposed to be like romantic about Arsenal and how they, were the unbeatables or whatever, invincible.
I don't
You
think-
know,
So
for
BX
1 year. Okay, great.
Yeah,
Historically, you're crap. Okay, historically, you're about as good as Chelsea. Actually, Chelsea's better than you most of the time.
Spoken like a true Manchester United fan over there.
Why? For what? Telling the truth?
Bang on average.
They're bang on average.
They're about to win the league, my friends.
Okay.
In dominating
How many
fashion.
league
In dominating.
in dominating fashion?
Fashion. 9
They're
points. They're
They're limping their way to. They're not going to win it with 9 points. They're going to win it with.
points clear.
They're going to win it with 3 points clear. That's how it's going to be. They're going to lose to City and somebody else, but they just managed to. They're playing the worst brand of soccer I've ever seen in my entire life. You like thump it into the box and hope it ricochets off someone. Awesome. Good. Okay.
Hey, if it wins the
Arteta
games, it wins the
Arteta has spent $1 billion and is winning 1 trophy, and we're gonna knight this guy. Sweet. He's on to something good.
I don't hear about knighting him. I said we've been talking that if
How
they
many-
don't win the league, they're gonna get
Brooks?
sacked.
Yes.
Statistician.
What do
gonna
you
get the
want to
10
know?
tax sack.
Can I read some comments first before
In
I
a
look at
second,
this?
statistician.
Oh, hold
just
on,
to
hold on.
prove my point.
Hold on. I do want to do that,
Do.
but hold on. We got to put this up. And make sure you comment today. Whoever comments, we're going to pull your name out of the hat and you could win this awesome mug. Yeah, it's U.S. national team. We are soccer mug. So please comment. Please put those comments in. Read some comments, Brooks. What do we got?
Yeah, so BX Gunner says, we're still winning the league, but today was gutting. We're no better than Liverpool last season if we only bring home 1 trophy.
You're no better than Liverpool in any season. I'm sorry. On any season.
Jeez.
You can't even stop. Okay? Like, that's not even a comparison. And this is coming from a real Manchester United fan. No, stop it. Like, come on.
Is he just mad because they didn't win and then Stuttgart maybe?
Who didn't win?
Man United.
They tied. I don't care. They're going to, get in the Champions League. No one thought that was going to happen this year. No one. I'm good with it.
What stat am I looking up?
What is that?
I was going to say historic league winners. How many league titles do they have? Even
For Arsenal, how many EPL league?
Yeah.
Okay, continue and I'll look that up.
Okay. I'm just saying.
Listen, I am not a huge fan of the style of football they're playing this year. I don't think anybody would be, but
Except for Arsenal fans.
no, I've talked to a lot of Arsenal fans. They don't like the style of football, but they want to win the league. That's all they really want. Is please get us the league. It's being second place several years, in
here we go.
7 years is just not. It's not winning the appetite, so they need it.
All right, here we go. Okay, so Arsenal has won 3 Premier League trophies since the league's inception in 1992. However, the club has a total of 13 top-flight English league titles, one including victories in the Football League First Division before 1992.
And coming from a Man United fan.
Chelsea has won 34 to 36 trophies. Manchester City has won 36 to 37 trophies.
That's trophies as a whole. That's not league titles.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I mean, come on. Like, they're.
Well, it's just apples to orange. You just said league titles.
Oh, whatever.
How many trophies have Arsenal won?
What?
You just read off.
48 to 49. But Manchester United and Liverpool, 68 and 69.
So they're the 3rd most winning club in the.
Yeah, but these are all like FA Cup wins. Nobody cares about that. They've won like a few league titles.
All right.
They're a bang on average club.
I'll be very.
Bang on average.
I wouldn't call 3rd most winning club average, but
Bang
I
on
was
Arsenal-
not too impressed with the game today overall. I wasn't really looking forward to it. Go ahead, Brooks.
There you go. Arsenal has won 48 major trophies throughout its history. This tally primarily consists of domestic success, including a record 14 FA Cups and 13 league titles.
So you won a bunch of FA Cups. Sweet. Awesome. Good for you.
All right. Today,
However, real clubs are winning the league titles and the European Championship, but, you're nowhere to be found there.
today's game, essentially, Nico O'Reilly comes in, scores 2. By the way, turned 21 yesterday, scores 2 goals, 4 minutes apart. Instantly becomes a legend for City because he's just the man in the minute. Both teams play with the backup goalkeepers, which, by the way, I appreciate. Those are the keepers that got them there. Let's stick with them. But unfortunately for Arsenal, Kepa Arrizabalaga, I hate that freaking name, had a howler and he went to catch the ball, dropped it, and then Nico O'Reilly, jumped in.
Can I just help in this argument real quick?
What argument?
City, Liverpool, Manchester United, and Chelsea all have one thing in common that Arsenal doesn't.
What's that?
Won a Champions League.
City, Arsenal.
No.
Wait, I'm sorry. City.
City, Chelsea, Liverpool,
Yeah.
Manchester United all of one thing. I know you can put Villa in there, right?
And Nottingham Forest.
And Nottingham Forest.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm going to pretend that there's like some dominated English club that wins and beats everyone. You can't even win the best team. You can't even be the best team in your region. Sweet. Go win another FA Cup.
Well, they're going to win the league this year.
Go win the league. They'll limp in winning a league, yes, because other teams just caught fire towards the end.
Does this in any way, is it a blow to their is it a psychological blow for them? Or are they just going to pick it up the next? I mean, because look, it's an international break. So everybody goes on break now. I think most of the players in that club will go away and play for their national teams. They'll come back. And I think Arteta will sit them back down and say, listen, we haven't won anything yet. Let's just move forward. I know we're 9 points clear, but we need to do the job. And I think they've learned their lessons from prior seasons. And this is the one where they get it over the line and they do win, as you said. Arsenal City didn't play in the Premier League this weekend because of the Cup Final. By the way, while they were at Wembley, the rest of the league played. We'll share some of those points there that we're going to talk about. There's only 8 games left in the season. Woo! The big showdown is April 18th, by the way. That is at the Etihad. Arsenal visiting Man City. That could be a 6-pointer and could swing the title.
No.
You think Arsenal are they'll find a way at that point, or is this a
No, I think they're going to
blow?
get smashed that game. It doesn't matter. They play Bournemouth, Newcastle, Fulham, West Ham, Burnley, and Crystal Palace are left on their schedule.
Yeah.
If you can't limp your way in, which is what they're going to do, they'll lose against Newcastle. They'll probably lose against City. And they'll limp in and we'll win the league with 3 points, and it'll be a big celebration, and everyone will be romanticizing about how they're awesome and we're back and this and that, and then they'll get smashed in the Champions League and the FA Cup and right back down to reality because they're not a real team.
Well, that's Nate's opinion for you.
That's the opinion of anyone who's logical.
City actually showed that they could show up and turn it on when they want. They've had a couple of stumbles in the last few weeks, so we were thinking maybe Arsenal would come out and put it to them today, put the screws into them, but City pulled it off. By the way, James Trafford in goal was phenomenal. I thought he absolutely, in the first 5 minutes, made 3 great saves. Yep. Played very well. Arsenal did get a little unlucky late in the game. They hit the crossbar, they hit the post, so Woodwork twice. But in the end, I think the better team today won. And you can't really have many arguments with that, right? Let me go to some of the stats. From when I remember looking here, shot attempts 10 each. Shots on goal. Arsenal actually had 2 more shots on goal. Yellow cards, they picked up 3. Corner kicks was even as well, but percentage-wise, 38% to 62%. Manchester City dominated.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, listen, congratulations. The League Cup's not one you really strive for, but hey, it's a trophy. So congratulations on the trophy, and go celebrate. Now all the players are going to go off for the international break, as we talked about.
Yep.
Anything else to add on that one, fellas? Oh boy, here we go.
No.
Okay.
Arsenal sucks.
All right. We're going to talk about some of the results coming up here. Luckily for me, as an Aston Villa fan, results this weekend went our way. We'll show you the table and talk about that. And we're going to do all that right after this.
Hi, Brooks. We're at our favorite store, Soccer World in Rochester. We're just going to do some light shopping. Nothing big. Ooh, pretty colors. Oh, and one of these too?
Ooh, Germany. Nate would like this.
Hey, Brooks, look at all these. Look what I got.
Club America. Ooh. Wow, that's not MLS. Cool.
Socks? No.
Ooh, a ball pump. Next to line.
Sir, you're next.
Right. That's a mannequin, you know that.
Huh?
It's a mannequin.
Oh. Sorry, sir.
Craig, what are you doing?
Nothing. Big thank you to our sponsor there, Soccer World, soccerworld.net for all of your soccer gear needs. Visit them. They got 3 stores here in Metro Detroit. All right, Chelsea and Liverpool right now are just in this like Groundhog Day of suffering. For me as an Aston Villa fan and the position we're currently in, it could not be better. It could not be better, I'll be honest. Liverpool lose 2-1 to Brighton on Saturday. Your Seagulls did very well.
I watched a little of that game,
Yeah. Listen, I thought Brighton played very well. It's interesting.
Mente was very good. He's very dynamic. He's very disruptive, and he got in a lot of good crosses, and he was very difficult for the outside back to defend.
I watched Liverpool's Champions League game on Wednesday, and they dominated. They absolutely dominated to the point where I think they won 4-0. I think it was, and they
against Leverkusen.
No, it wasn't Leverkusen.
Sorry, Arsenal played Leverkusen. My bad. Was it Galatasaray?
Yes, that's it. Galatasaray. Some interesting things happened, by the way, in that game. Osimhen broke his arm. He took a knee. He was running, and as he tried to cut, someone kneed him in the arm, and you see his arm go like that. So he was subbed at the half.
Why?
One-armed forward.
Just wrap it.
And then what was the guy's name? I can't remember. He got run into the boarding. The Galatasaray forward, he got run into the boardings at the end, and he grabbed the boarding.
Oh, did he cut himself?
He chopped half of his finger off.
Oh, Jesus.
He had to have half of his finger amputated.
Oh, wow.
Just tape it.
Yeah. It was pretty gruesome. It was pretty gruesome. It actually upset a lot of the players and fans who were watching it. But the main point in saying all that is Liverpool dominated Galatasaray. Now I know Galatasaray are not quite in the same stratosphere. They're not bad, but Liverpool looked phenomenal. I went, crap, this is it. This is the point where they turn their season around and they start winning games. And then they come into the play against Brighton, and Brighton dominated them. Brighton, guess who scored 2 goals against his old team?
Danny Welbeck.
Mr. Danny Welbeck. And Danny Welbeck did what Danny Welbeck does.
He was with Liverpool?
2 great goals. I believe he was.
No, Man United he was with.
Wasn't he at Liverpool for a short period of time?
And Arsenal.
Double check.
I'll look at that.
If only we had some type of machine that could Google and find things. Anyway, Danny Welbeck scores 2 goals. By the way, leading the way is Englishman. You're thinking of Arsenal, buddy.
Yeah. Correct.
Yeah. He was at Arsenal for a hot minute.
Correct. He was.
Oh, he was at Man United.
He was at Man United. Man United loaned out to Preston North End, loaned out to Sunderland, Arsenal, Watford, now at Brighton.
Hold my hands up when I'm wrong. I was wrong. You're right. But Danny Welbeck, 35 years old, by the way, right?
Yeah.
35 years old, scoring goals, doing very well in the Premier League. 2 goals as they beat Liverpool, who Liverpool just continue to suffer right now. And by the way, Chelsea lose 3-0 to Everton.
Yeah.
How smart do you have to be as a board manager to go, you know what? Let's fire this guy. He's not doing bad. He was sitting, 4th, 5th? Like, they were sitting up there on the table.
They were the first guy, yeah. Yeah,
Right.
the first manager they had, yeah.
Right? That wasn't bad. They're like, hey, we're bringing this dude who has no Premier League experience from, was it Salzburg, I believe it? No,
It was
Strasbourg. It's Strasbourg. And I only know that because I've been to Strasbourg, France. Beautiful place. And I went, oh, they have a team there? And that's cool. And look at his neat scarf. And what is it, 5 losses in a row? Something. He's got like a historic loss record right now. I saw it flash online.
4th straight defeat in 10 days. An absolute crisis right now at Chelsea.
I think that's like the first time since like 1993 or some wacky thing that they've ever lost 4 in a row in the league. So good job.
Yeah.
They never should have fired Enzo Maresca. It was so stupid. The players didn't want it.
They're now just 1 point ahead of Everton, who, the way Everton are playing, you're thinking, oh my, they could get into 6th spot. And listen, Chelsea, with all the money they spend, I don't think they can afford to drop into the Europa Conference League. Incredible. They've won 1 of their last 6 league games. Liam Rossinier, what a hire that was. Chelsea, not good.
Yeah, just because you got a scarf doesn't make you good.
Did you see what he did to Garnacho at the end of the PSG game?
No. But he probably deserved it.
So there's a couple minutes left. They're losing 8-2 on aggregate, and he gets Garnacho up off the bench. He goes, "You're going in." He writes down a little note to send him onto the field with, and is like, "You're losing 8-2. There's 5 minutes left. What could that note possibly have said?"
Oh yeah, that's what we talked about. Yeah.
What Could that
Rod
have-
Sana put a question up there, like, what do you think the note said? And I think I wrote, "Is the coach good?" And then it had to have a box, yes or no.
So
Do you like me as a coach?
Yes.
if you're
Yeah, essentially.
if you're Cole Palmer, you got to be looking at the situation going, I'm really good.
Why am I here?
Why am I here? Now, it's rumored that he likes Man United. That'd be great if he comes, but, probably won't, because there's other teams spending. But you'd think that Cole Palmer up this year would be like, get me out of here. I don't care. Like, any top club, like, in Spain, in Madrid, Barcelona, any top 4 in the Premier League would take him.
Germany?
Any top 2 in the Germany would take him.
The problem is.
I like to see him at Dortmund.
The problem is he has signed an 8-year contract.
There's got to be a way.
So you
Can you default on that 8-year contract? Just be like, I don't want it. I'll pay you my 8-year contract to not deal with this crap.
You can do that, but like that, a lot of the times when a player says that, like, listen, I don't want to play anymore. I'm going to go find a new club, but I want that new club to match what I'm earning here. Not a lot of clubs in the world can match what Chelsea pay their players.
Yeah, but
So you have to take a massive pay cut.
hold on. It's not really a pay cut if you just give it back. Just say, I'll default on the contract. You don't owe me anything. I don't owe you anything either. We're done. And then someone can pick me up for whatever, right?
I mean, whatever the fees are negotiated.
Think
but
about that.
Chelsea is so big and have so much money, they're going to say, we're not selling you. We're just going to let you sit on the bench. We're going to make you sit and play in the reserves.
Then you get an 8-year contract. You're just going to get paid for 8 years.
Yeah, it's
a lot of money.
it's a lose-lose at everybody at that point, except for the players.
I'm sure they could work
Money.
something out.
They could. I don't see him moving. He hasn't had the greatest year either, by the way. He's just been injured. And
Does he play for England in the World Cup?
Yes, he does. He makes the World Cup.
I love it. He didn't have a good year, but he still makes the England.
He's awful, but he's our best player ever.
Yes.
No.
These questions.
Is he a top 25 English player? Yes. Does he have a good year this year compared to last year? No.
Yeah, but look at
Injury
look.
issues.
Yeah, it's not even that. Look at the volatile environment he's in.
It is very bad.
Come on.
There's too many guys there with egos. That's the problem.
That was a problem.
It's kind of what Amarim, he 86'd all the guys at Man United, and it's a little better now.
Why hire a
Chelsea.
40-year-old manager who's never dealt with these issues, never dealt with these egos? It makes no sense.
Because he had a scarf.
Absolutely no sense.
Did you not see his scarf?
I did. He uses
Because
weird words too. He uses big words.
Because the people in the front office and the ownership group are a bunch of morons.
But they learned their lesson, Brooks, because they only signed into a 6-year contract.
Yeah. They still haven't learned the lesson about
They didn't
signing a
learn
bunch
that
of
lesson.
players and just loaning them out.
Yeah. I do want to say
They need to put a rule on that.
I do
by
want
the
to say.
way.
Oh, no. We are not putting. If the EFL and anybody's watching, we're not putting a rule on that because I want Chelsea to keep hiring and firing people after they signed them to 10-year contracts because they got to pay them out.
No, it's the guys they signed that they're never going to play and they need to go play somewhere else. That's ridiculous.
There should be a rule
There should
on
be
how many
caps for
players
that.
you can buy and then loan out. Right?
Yes.
Because they do have 24 players out on loan.
They should be a rule for Chelsea not operating dumbly.
With that being said, Aston Villa have like 20 players out on loan as well.
Yeah, well,
I mean, you don't have. I mean, you're 20 versus what? They're 60. They probably have.
Yeah, they got a lot, man.
Plus their academy players.
They got a lot.
Yeah. Those financial cheaters, just like Man City.
Wow.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah,
All right,
you
so
know.
listen, both Liverpool, thank you, Chelsea, thank you for melting down and absolutely in the bed this weekend because Aston Villa picked up 3 points today against West Ham. Goodness, we're going to put the table up here. And as you can see, Villa now 5 points clear, of Liverpool. 7 games left. Just need Villa to finish in that top 5. 6 points clear of Chelsea in 6th. Whoo, man, oh man. It's
We're gonna talk about Tottenham.
some breathing room. Oh, we're getting to Tottenham.
Come on, these people have had enough. Leave them alone.
We're getting to
Tottenham fans,
Tottenham.
or just the London fans, because we're kind of really getting
All
on.
of
Oh,
You're gonna, Brooks. Why don't you get us ready for the Tottenham discussion and bring up their remaining games here?
yeah.
Because listen, Tottenham got absolutely spanked in the Champions League. They absolutely just got spanked. And
By the team they
now-
needed to beat,
the team they needed to beat.
because they're ahead of them in the standings. Yes.
But now all of a sudden they
No European competition
no,
anymore.
they don't have to focus on European competition.
All done.
Thank you, good Lord, for that. Now all of a sudden they can focus on the league. So what do? The fans came together, Brooks. Today, the fans They came together. They cheered the team on. Actually, in the bus on the ride into the stadium, they cheered the players and the team onto the field. They were singing songs before the game.
Yeah.
The fans had made a statement. We're going to get behind the team. We're going to root them on. Let's go. And the team came out and did what they've done all season. They absolutely just blanked. 3-0 loss to Nottingham Forest, who outworked them, outthought them, just played them off the park. Nottingham Forest, congratulations.
You got to look at the positives here.
What's the positive there? Hold on. Is the positive the fact that Tottenham is now just 1 point out of the bottom 3? Is that
You got to look at the positives here.
Okay, give it to me.
Okay.
Give it to me.
They're in London.
They're in London.
North London. Yes.
Okay, and they got a stadium.
A big stadium. Very expensive stadium.
Yeah, with a go-kart track underneath.
Go-kart track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, good for tourism.
Good, great for tourism.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. A lot of lights.
Many lights.
Yeah, many lights.
Oh, that's it.
Cool field because they can
Yeah.
switch, right? You can play football, like American football there. right?
They host NFL.
Yeah, they got that, you know.
No, they got some nice dining facilities around there.
I thought there was going to be more positives.
Oh no.
No. Okay. We're all on the same page.
Oh, about the team.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no. No, I don't want to bring up the negatives. I was looking at the positives.
Okay, because the negatives far outweigh the positives.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, positively speaking, in all seriousness, if you go to League Two, there's a better chance of winning a league title.
The EFL Championship. You could win a trophy at the EFL Championship.
They'll have a league title
Promoted
finally.
back.
Bring back Harry Kane and Son, and maybe Gareth Bale. What's he doing? And like maybe put together a team.
Maybe Rob and Ryan need to buy Tottenham to fix
yeah,
them.
maybe they can. Robin
Yeah,
Ryan can wreck
yeah.
some time.
I don't
Yeah.
know
There
about
you go.
that
Yeah,
one.
let's,
Or Wrexham
welcome to
beat
Tottenham.
Tottenham.
Yeah.
I don't know about that
Yeah.
one.
You're not thinking outside the box, Craig. You're
Yeah.
being very negative.
So I do want to say 18th position is West Ham on 29 points. They played at Villa today, as I said, and they lost 3-0. A lot of people were, texting me saying, can you please just lose to West Ham? Give West Ham 3 points so that they can go ahead of Tottenham. Tottenham can fall to the bottom 18. I was like, I don't care. Like, I don't want. No, absolutely not. I need 3 points for Villa. But let's look at the bottom of the table. 20th, Wolverhampton Wanderers. Brooks, they're sitting on 17 points. So you do owe me Dog and Pony Show beers for our bet that we made, right? So
Yeah,
it kind of came to life in the last little bit here. They played well. 17 points. They're gone. You gone. Burnley, 20 points. You gone. Now here's where the fight comes in.
Yeah.
18th, West Ham, 29 points. Tottenham, 17th, 30 points. Nottingham Forest, 16th, 32 points. Leeds United, 15th with 33 points.
Yeah.
So it's between Leeds, Nottingham Forest, Tottenham, and West Ham. Those are 4 big clubs. They're all going to fight to stay in the Premiership.
Yeah.
Brooks, right now, based on form, out of those 4 teams, who are you picking to get relegated?
So hold on, we have some comments here.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So Kick It with Katie thinks, I asked if Tottenham are staying up and going down. Katie thinks they're going down. We got Pablo joining us. Hey, Pablo, what's up, buddy? And then BX Gunner's like, Tottenham just stay up is my guess because I'm not that lucky with a league to win a league title and then to see them relegated.
That would be like heaven on earth for
It would.
fans, wouldn't
It would. I just think it's so bad at Tottenham right now. It's just not fixable. Like it's not, and it's something that you need to get relegated for. I do think somehow Nuno pulls it out of his butt, and somehow he gets him out of there, and Tottenham go down. I think Tottenham go down.
I think there's one guy who can help this.
Big Sam.
Big Sam.
Call him in.
Call him in.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
And it sounds we're making a joke, right? They're not calling Big Sam. They're not.
I'm serious. What are you? You're making a joke. I'm serious.
Well, it's that or Tony Pulis.
Listen, any one of those. Name one of those guys who when your team.
Wait,
gets
Sean
in
Dyche
trouble,
is fired, right?
Sean Dyche could be.
Yeah.
Oh.
Any one of those guys right now could do a better job than Igor Tudor has done. Igor Tudor has absolutely killed Tottenham. Absolutely killed them. The fact that he has not won games, the fact that I'm trying to find my notes here of how poorly they've been. I can't find them at the moment, but you thought, okay, new manager, there's got to be a little bit of a bounce. He's never been in this league. He doesn't know half these players. He doesn't know any of the teams he's playing against.
Why
would you hire him?
You know he's been in this league?
Terrible. Every one of the guys we just mentioned.
Yeah.
Ulyss,
Not him.
Dice, Big Sam.
Let's go Big Sam.
Anybody, any one of those guys, they've all been in relegation battles.
Yeah, Jose Mourinho.
No, he'll back there.
He's at
Jose,
he's at
great top. He even said, like, I speak fondly of every club I ever coached at, except for top.
Oh, BX gunner Scott Parker. Interesting. That could be an interesting one because he coached at Fulham.
He played in the Premiership.
He did.
Coached in the Premiership.
He did.
He knows the Premiership like the back of his hand.
Yeah, his son goes to
how to
University of
prepare
Michigan,
players.
by the way.
Yes.
Yes, Murphy.
Is it kind of like hiring a manager that was in, Strasbourg to come in?
And how are these two clubs doing?
They're
Hiring managers
wonderful,
who've never done
Greg.
this before.
They're doing wonderful.
Horrible.
They're doing wonderful.
They're doing wonderful.
From all of our perspective.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. So big thank you from all of us.
Yeah.
Other clubs.
Yeah.
I don't think it matters whether or not you've done it before because, Pep Guardiola never done it before. Arteta never done it before.
That's fair.
Michael Carrick
Fair.
is doing it now, has never done it before. Arne Slot's never done it before.
But
So-
he's messing up big time at Liverpool.
Well, hold on, but
Yeah.
they're not systematically doing as bad as these guys.
Fair enough.
Difference is though, all of them had some type of pedigree of actually being. I could go, hey, this is why that makes sense.
Yes.
Pep Guardiola had a long list of big clubs he was coaching at. Arteta, same thing. Okay, Carrick did it in the EFL.
Yes. He had done it very successfully in the
exactly.
EFL.
So he's used to that.
And he played in the
Arne-
Premiership.
Arne Slot had time and experience at a very big Dutch club.
And took over a very well-oiled machine of a club.
So, you could make cases for. I'm sorry. I really can't make a case for hiring a guy from Strasbourg. I really can't make a case for hiring Igor, whatever his name is.
Tudor?
Yeah, sure.
The former Juventus coach.
I don't care. And I think that his time at Juventus was 1 month. Okay, I don't think it wasn't like he had a long storied career
He was there twice, actually.
It was
but yeah.
it was
I can look at that.
it was. He was like a caretaker manager for like a month and a half or something. It was very short. I don't know why they decided to do this with those two guys. It just makes no sense whatsoever. Other than maybe they were hoping just to stay up and in the summer go, okay, who's available? Because there's going to be a lot of managers at the World Cup who are available. But if you're going to take that route, then why wouldn't you hire? And I'm being serious. Like, why wouldn't you hire a Sam Allardyce or one of the guys we named who actually knows how to manage the league, who won't win you the league, but will keep you up, win you some games, and then, next year go, okay, there's a laundry list of guys, Nagelsmann, whoever that are now available because they're Pochettino because they're not coaching their clubs anymore. Go after those guys. I get that. I get that. And it's almost what United's done with Carrick a little bit. Hire a guy who knows the league, who's coached in England, who can just keep you afloat and hopefully win a couple. I don't think they predicted he was going to do that good. And then, in the summer, go, okay, there's a lot of candidates available. Now we'll go get our permanent guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
What they did made no sense.
Yeah.
Both cases.
Yeah,
No
both cases.
sense.
No sense.
The Chelsea one, actually, I could not stop laughing. I got to be honest, I laughed uncontrollably for like 3 minutes because not only did they bring in a guy who has no experience, they signed him to a 6 to 7 year deal.
Yeah, I know.
you
That's
kidding me?
that's when you sign for, hey, we'll see how you do in 6 months, and then you need to play for your job.
Wasn't people clamoring for him?
No.
Right? It's not like they had to offer him all this money and all this time to bait him into going there. All right, what you got, Brooks?
So some comments here. So Katie, Kick It With Katie thinks Ted Lasso should take over Tottenham.
That's a great.
That's a good one.
Still
Great
would be
job.
better than a manager from Strasbourg.
Agreed.
And
All
then
right, well,
BX Gunner comes in. Arteta will be just the second former Prem player to win the league as a manager after Roberto Mancini.
BX Gunner, no one cares. We moved on from that. No, stop it. Stop it. It's your burner account. Get out of here. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about Arsenal. That was like a segment 20, 30 minutes ago. The guy's kind of a loser. He spent $1 billion and is limping into a champion. Ooh, whoa. Yeah, sweet. Okay, if I did that good at my job, I would have been fired years ago. My God.
This is true. You would have. All right, boys. We got a couple of other things to get to on our list today. As we run through here, we're going to do Bundesliga chat time. We're going to do a little bit of MLS roundup. We're going to talk about the U.S. men's national team game against Belgium on Saturday. Oh, and Zlatan has a new job. And maybe some Wheel of Randomness if we can get to it.
Zlatan's new job is going to be wonderful.
Oh,
Yes.
It's going to be interesting. All right, we're going to talk about that when we come right back.
I'm Craig Hearn. Today, I'm here with the football doc, Dr. Zachary Atwood. He's going to show me some simple exercises and stretches to do before my soccer games. Because to be honest, I'm getting a little older and I need to be better prepared for these games. All right, he's got some stuff he's going to show us. Let's jump in.
What's up, guys? Dr. Zach here with Craig. We're going through a dynamic warm-up here. Super important, especially in this age group as we get older. A lot of guys that I see, they go right from their car and straight to the field without any warm-up. We want to make sure that we're getting the body warm, we're getting loose, we get the heart rate up so that we can help reduce injuries. All right, guys, so I've got Craig currently doing some grass sweeps. He's doing a Frankenstein stretch, and he's also going through some pogos right now. Whoa, Craig, what the hell?
Yep. Sorry, Doc.
All this newfangled dynamic warm-up, this and that. What was wrong with my old warm-up? Oh, yeah, the doc was right. Definitely need the new warm-up. Oh, good Lord.
On the go.
All right, friends, we got a little bit to get to here as we talked about. We're going to start up with our good friend Nate. Bundesliga chat time, which has almost turned into like, how are the Americans doing in the Bundesliga? But I love it either way.
That's what we're going to cover here. It's a Bundesliga chat time. It's a Bundesliga chat time. It's a Bundesliga chat time with Craig and Brooks. Yay! All right, here we go. We're going to kick it off. Munich versus Union 4-0. Here's the numbers you need to know. 31 goals in 26 matches. The record is 41 goals with 7 games to go.
Wow.
That's what Harry Kane needs. He needs to clear 10 goals in 7 games.
He'll do that.
Getting tough, man.
To beat the record.
That's
getting tough.
Getting tight. Getting tight.
However, they have a cush schedule where he could do it.
Yes.
And I think with mathematically speaking, I think he's still on average goals per game better than what Landonowski was when he won it.
Can we just make sure he's healthy for the World Cup?
Nope. Yeah, he's averaging 1.19, and I believe it was 1.17 that Landonowski had when he set that record at 41. So there you go. That's it. That's the story right there. I think Munich is basically running away with the league. They're a well-oiled machine. Elise and Gnabry are out there and just looked insanely good. And you have their bench. Not their bench, their injury list, I should say. The guys who didn't play is like a testament of world-class players that could have got in there and like literally be starters for any team. So here's who didn't play in this game. That was just sitting on the bench because of injury, just couldn't make it, okay? You had Ito, which isn't bad. You had actually, I'm sorry. I leaked into the wrong area.
Oops.
No, actually that's I'm in the right area. Sorry. You had Guerrero, who's good. Ito Bishkov, who's a very good German player. And I think you had Musiala that didn't actually touch the field at all.
Yeah.
But just a litany of guys who could actually go in and actually make an impact on this game, still sitting out. The story of the player of the team, the story of the team, this Lynette Carl really is doing well at age 18.
Oh, the youngster? Yeah.
Really doing well. He's turning into a world-class player.
He's incredible.
Is he German?
He's in the German
Yes.
squad, too.
Yes.
Nice.
Well, he should be. He is fantastic.
Nice.
Leipzig thumped Hoffenheim 5-0, which is great for me because the Hoffenheim was doing really good for whatever reason. Heidelheim and Leverkusen did a 3-3 draw with Tillman getting a goal. He's absolutely a guy who should be starting for our squad somewhere. Find a spot for him. The USA. Cologne versus Gladbach was also a 3-3 match there with Scully going 88 minutes and Lud going 90. Wolfsburg versus Bremen.
Okay, here we go.
Did Kevin Paredes play?
Yeah, well, Kevin Paredes won it.
Off the bench?
Kevin Paredes. Injured again!
Ah, man.
Bremen going in
Man.
1-0.
Yeah.
Paredes is injured, back on the injury list. He'll be back one day. I don't know when.
They'll
Dortmund
sell
beat
him somewhere.
Yeah, Dortmund beat out Hamburg. Mainz beat out Frankfurt 2-1. St. Pauli lost to Freiburg 1-2. James Sands did not play. He's injured.
Yeah.
And then here we go. Augsburg versus Stuttgart, the game that everyone loves because everyone loves Stuttgart. Let's go.
The Banks
Hey.
Yay. Stuttgart hammered Augsburg 5-0. 5-0.
Yeah. Why is he not in a
Hammered.
Brooks, why is he not in a better mood today?
I don't know. They it's like they jumped out 3-0 in the first half with Undav scoring, Tomos scoring, and Nartley scoring before the 45th minute, and then after that it was just pure domination. We had Brooks or sorry,
Banks.
Sorry, was in there.
Nice.
Played 46 minutes. That's
All
not
right.
very good. Actually, had
Did
a
he start?
He started, but
Okay.
not very good. He had a borderline, very close to being a penalty kick draw where he kicked a guy, going for the ball, but they determined that the angle and where he approached and how he hit the guy was probably not a PK.
Okay.
The best is Undav, who Dennis Undav, former Seagull, by the way, getting 2 goals and an assist. He was on a hat trick, Craig, and this is probably why the German national team is picking up, because this is how much of a team player he is. This is where I want to know what Craig would do. You're on a hat trick.
Mm-hmm.
Ball gets played, plays you on. So 2 center backs go up, hit the ball drops to you. You're one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Does Craig Hearn, A, score a goal? B, gives it back to the other team because he feels bad that they're winning 4-2? C, notice a player in a better position, Dramakovic,
You're about to say a dirty
and
word.
lay it off to him.
I thought you were going to say the dirty P word.
Pass.
Yes.
Well,
Don't
that's
say
what he-
that word around me again.
Well, he did pass it to
Oh,
his
God.
forward partner, who then buried it in the back of the net.
Victor said you had issues with this.
So,
Yeah.
which one is Craig Hearn doing?
I'm the striker. I'm paid to score goals.
Okay,
so-
well that's why Undav is playing for the national team. That's why Craig Hearn is on a podcast.
That's a trick question. I don't
And
like
that's, and I mean, that is, even the announcers were like, wow, like the fact that he laid this off to Dramakovic,
That guy.
who is running in on net unscathed, and he had a better angle, and he saw that and unselfishly just got his head up and dropped it right to him for him to pop it in. Shows why, yeah, you need a guy like that on your team. So there you go, 5-2 for Augsburg, and that is your Bundesliga chat time.
Yeah. Bundesliga chat time. It's got me on that last one, man.
Brought to you by Schwartz Pretzels.
Is that a thing? Is that a thing?
No, probably not. And if it is, then free plug for you.
Uh,
If you're watching the Bundesliga and want a pretzel, pick up Schwartz Pretzels.
from?
The store, Craig. Where else would you get pretzels
I
from?
don't know.
I don't know.
All right, we're gonna
The
do a little
bakery?
bit of.
Oh,
sports.
the Baccarat.
Yeah.
Nate comes here every week, but I don't think he actually realizes we do have sponsors of our show.
I'm drunk.
That's what I thought. Again, he showed up drunk. Brought to you by Next Level Training, because they train our kids.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna do a little bit of MLS roundup. Brooks, you had me put together the MLS table.
Hold on.
Wait, what? Oh.
There's a song.
I know,
Then why are you jumping ahead?
because I'm setting it up. It's called a setup.
Do you want the song first or the setup first?
Set up, and then I leave.
I apologize.
I'm sorry for our first time running a podcast, live streaming.
We're a bunch of newbies.
Wait a minute.
Only done 1,000.
So this should be a poll. Do you do the lead-in song first or the setup first?
Normally I set it up and then you take over and do the song.
You normally do the lead-in song first.
No. I mean, have you seen our show? How it's? I know you haven't been here in a while.
I was here last week.
But when we start,
Yeah,
we talk and then we do the intro and then we come back.
but we've already started.
All right. We're gonna do a little MLS roundup. Brooks had me put the tables together, so we're gonna show you that. We're only a couple of games in, and I know we've talked about breaking news, Antoine Griezmann coming to Orlando City, but there's a couple of other things we want to talk about. Nate, do the song.
Oh, what? There's a song?
This is our first time, I guess, doing this.
It's MLS in your heart. It's MLS in your soul. It's moon landings, Whoppers with cheese, Big Mac, supersized fries. It's America! Caca! Do you think that could be the World Cup song?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, it could.
It's World Cup in your heart. It's World Cup in your soul. It's moonland. Yeah, it works.
It works.
It works. Absolutely.
You know what? Lexi Lawless recorded some songs. Maybe you guys need to record some. World Cup.
Oh, do you think Alexi Lawless and I can do a duet? It'd be better than whatever the hell I heard.
You can do the guitar and you can do the singing.
Have you heard the new World Cup song?
I have not.
Normally all of them are really good, and you're like, oh man, this is great. And I heard that, and I was like,
Drop the
no, why did you do this? Why did you do this? It's country.
Oh, God.
Interesting.
Now I'm definitely not.
It is. I'm pretty sure it's like kind of country,
Interesting.
which like no one outside of America likes country. Why would you do this?
I think many people outside of the South of America like.
No, I mean in the States it is like one of the most popular brand of music,
Yeah.
but like outside of the United States, I don't think it's a thing.
I don't think so either.
Okay, go ahead, Brooks.
All right, Brooks, lead us off, buddy.
Yeah, just nice and easy here. So Nashville on the top of the Eastern Conference here with 13 points, doing really well. Sam Surrid's doing very well. Craig picked him to be the Golden Boot winner, so
Yeah,
you're looking
buddy.
good right now. He's got a hat trick in the game, and he's doing pretty well. So
Yes, sir.
New York City FC turning it around very well as well.
One.
Top of the table there, and then followed by Inter Miami, Charlotte, and Dean Smith doing well, and the Chicago Fire sit in 5th place with and with 7 points, but there's also 3 other clubs with 7 points there. The DC United, Toronto FC, and New York Red Bull. So there you go. Shocking the surprise, Philadelphia Union down at the bottom of the Eastern Conference at 15th place with no wins and 5 losses.
I'm not happy. I'm not happy right now. My team's got to pick it up, man.
It's
Come on.
not
Come on,
looking
Mitch,
good.
Let's go. Get these boys going.
I really think Bradley Carnell may get fired if he keeps going in the wrong direction. Now there is some controversy going on in that club with Ernst Tanner being put on leave with naughty things he shouldn't have said to people. Yeah, he has to go through training and whatnot. We'll see if they actually bring him back because didn't work out that way for Bob Lilly very well when they kind of put him off to the side, and then we'll see what happens with Ernst Tanner.
Gotcha.
But yeah, Union not playing well. Columbus down at the bottom there, and then Orlando. We'll get back to Oscar Perea here after I do the standings here. So let's move to the Western Conference. Good old LAFC up on top in the first place with 13 points. Vancouver, if they had a result, they could have jumped them or tied, but the third place team, San Jose Earthquakes University, decided to Mr. Bo LaRue from San Jose State decided to score a banger away at Vancouver and to put San Jose in third with 12 points.
You're going to have to tell everybody why you keep calling him San Jose University.
Yeah, so you guys watch the San Jose Earthquakes. They essentially start it depends. They didn't start Werner this time. They put him on the bench, but they usually start 8 to 7 college players that they drafted, and good old the Dean of Soccer, Bruce Arena, is very trusting of these domestic collegiate players, and it works. They work hard. They do well. They've got more of them that come off the bench with some other international guys, and I'm just wondering if Timo Werner's just it's kind of funny, but if he's just an off the bench guy that brings
a smokescreen.
Yeah, just kind of brings in some stuff off the bench.
College is still a relevant pathway through to the pros. San Jose proving that once again.
Yeah, and then just to finish up here, not looking good for the Timbers, and then SKC's at the bottom there. Both teams only have 4 points. St. Louis City SC only has 4. So rough start for the Timbers. Kansas City, to be expected, Raphael Wicki, not the first time he's coached in MLS. He coached the Chicago Fire beforehand, before he was fired, but coming back to the MLS, he's got a lot to revamp at SKC, but he should do a good job. LA Galaxy started off well. They've kind of drifted a little bit. They sit in 10th place with 5 points. But the top 5 here, LAFC at 13, Vancouver 12, San Jose 12, San Diego getting the draw tonight against RSL to be at 10 points. Seattle Sounders in 5th with 10 points. So, and then surprisingly, Colorado in there in 6th place with 9 points. So, still early on, very much a lot can happen. But I think the important part for all these teams, where are you by the time that last match is played on May 23rd, because that could dictate the momentum you come out with after the World Cup.
Right. It's going to be almost like a big reset, right? 2 months off. Let's be honest, half the players, more the majority of the players, more than half of them, whatever you want to say, aren't going to play in the World Cup. So it's a time for these coaches and these clubs to take these players back and say, let's do a reset. Let's make sure you're in shape. Let's get you healthy. Let's make sure you understand what system of formation and all that.
Yeah.
So it's a very interesting, time.
Yeah.
This will be the last time this will happen because MLS, moves to the new calendar year.
And they have that.
sprint season
They have it a
next year.
sprint season in
Sprint season.
2027, and then they shift. They take the summer off and then shift into
Exactly.
the
So
Europeans.
this is the last time it happens like this for the World Cup, and then next year's sprint season, then they move to the next calendar, the new European calendar.
Yeah.
We'll call it.
Are we shortly talking about Oscar Pereira here?
We are. We're absolutely going to talk about it because first coaching casualty has been hit. Orlando City fired head coach Oscar Pereira, the first casualty of 2026. Happened a couple of weeks into the season here because they've struggled, and it looks like ownership just lost patience. Tell me why? What?
Yeah.
He's been there since 2020. He's taken him to the playoffs.
Yeah.
Why, Brooks? Why?
So everything I've heard about Oscar Pereira, I've known people that know him pretty well and players that have been coached by him. I've heard nothing but very respectful and great things of Oscar Pereira. Very chill dude, doesn't get overworked, very big confidence in himself that things will get fixed and everything will be okay. That's why you don't see him panic a lot on the sidelines when he's coaching. I just think ownership was like, well, yes, we've been in the playoffs and you've gotten us there, but you haven't taken us to the next level. Again, all the players respect him, but maybe they just wanted something more of an oomph. They didn't start well. He does trust playing domestic players, which is awesome. That's the nice thing about him. He just doesn't kind of go to an all international lineup. He's willing to work in the academy players, but he just, for some reason, it started off poorly. If they probably felt like they needed a change, and I did hear a few rumors. I don't know how true this is, but he did complain that the club wasn't spending enough. I think he said something where the club wasn't spending enough to get players that maybe he needed more in certain positions. So, you see shifts of sometimes when that happens, clubs trade players within the league or trade GAM money for players and TAM and whatever, to try fill gaps and do it the best you can. They've always made some strange signings the past couple of years, signing very older players that they're trying to get just a little more out of them. Like, I love Nico O'Reilly. He was great at Seattle, but they just didn't get much out of him, the last couple of years of his career at Orlando, and now Nico's back playing in South America. But listen, it was a move they had to make. They think there's something better. The grass is green on their side. Maybe some of those comments about them not spending enough money probably didn't help as well. But listen, Orlando is, we, Michigan State here, we use big brother, little brother. I think we can honestly say probably Orlando's probably the little brother to Inter Miami, to be fair. Yep. They want to play in the same sandbox as Inter Miami, I think, and I think they need to change some stuff. But we'll see if that happens, honestly. We shall see if they put their money where their mouth is. They're getting Griezmann.
Coming through, going to be signing the next couple of days here.
Yep, they're getting him. Can they surround players around them that make them successful in the front three and in the midfield? And then they spot fill other spots. And I like Crépeau, the Canadian goalkeeper. He's not bad, but he did give up a soft goal this past week to Nashville. Galese going away for them last year, for the last couple of years was huge. But we'll see what happens. But listen, he will land on his feet, I think, somewhere. I think, obviously the next couple of years, there are going to be coaches that are fired. I think Oscar will be back in the MLS, just like I think Peter Vermees will be with the club at some point. I think he's waiting for the right opportunity. But I think Oscar will be fine, and he's a very well-liked guy by all of his players and the staff, so he will land on his feet somewhere.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, Brooks, good roundup there. Lots more to come as we follow the MLS through. It's early days. Early days for the season.
Yep.
A lot more to come. All right, we got two more things we're going to do tonight. We're going to talk about that game coming up next Saturday. U.S. men's national team versus Belgium in Atlanta, by the way. That game is being held. Mercedes-Benz Stadium, Georgia, 3:30 p.m. Patrick Schulte added to the list. Brooks, you brought me to this. Added to the roster in place of Roman Celentano. Zlatan is to avoid injury risk.
Yeah.
What is going on with that?
My think is because Noonan's under pressure at Cincinnati because the fans aren't happy.
Yeah.
That he needs his players healthy so he can get out of this.
Oh.
Because if you look at I wrote in here, Evan Laurel's the only one that has MLS experience. The other two, by the way, Laurel played at Michigan. Paul Walters played at Northwestern. Walters and Fabian Morozek, the young 22-year-old European, don't have any MLS experience. So you lose Celentano, I think winning a couple matches here to turn the tide is probably important. I don't know, maybe Celentano's injured a bit, maybe, and they don't want him to get injured anymore.
Played today.
He did. He played today, yeah. He did.
And they won 5-2.
But he's pulled out of the U.S. men's national team.
Yeah.
Right? So
Maybe Noonan's like, we know you don't have a realistic shot of getting the third spot. Maybe he's like, hey, I'd rather you just play for me.
Miles Robinson is playing still.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who knows?
Anyway,
It's an interesting theory.
It's politics, right?
Yeah, it's an interesting theory, but reality is they lost one bad game against the Tigers, and
yeah,
reality is the players all back him, and
they do. They back him.
I don't think there's some weird reports and fans getting on him, but I don't think he's at that much risk. But who knows? It is interesting.
Yeah.
I think the latter of, hey, you really probably don't have a chance of making it, maybe sit this one out at 25, I think is more probably likely.
Most likely.
Yeah.
Well, U.S. men's national team do play against Belgium on Saturday, as we said, 3:30 in Atlanta. Brooks, the Belgium team, a fairly solid team. Sonny Lamens, Matt Sells, goalkeepers, some good defenders in there. As we know, they got some midfielders. Kevin De Bruyne, who's there. Amadou Onana, who's playing really well for Villa right now.
Tillemans.
Yuri Tillemans, Axel Witsel. Listen, they got some players.
Forwards, Doku, Lukaku, Openda, Leandro Trossard.
The one matchup you brought to my attention, it's going to be interesting if Romelu Lukaku plays and how he does against the backs who set up for the U.S. men's national team. But I do want to ask you a question before we get to that.
Yeah.
Do you think, Brooks and Nate, that Mauricio Pochettino comes out and sets up this team as if he's playing the first game of the World Cup? Does he set up this team and say, I got to see how these guys play together. This is going to be a real game here. I got to see how they interact with each other as a team, or is he gonna?
You want to go first?
Yeah, I think there's some guys that are still on trial here, and he's looking at to see whether or not they're actually going to make it, because there's some guys left out. You know what I mean? So I think those guys are going to be starting. Some of the guys who are on trial, I think, are going to get their chance to prove themselves in this game to see how they do.
Yeah. For me, I know Portugal doesn't have Ronaldo. Maybe everyone didn't bring their top tier guys, but it's close to it, right?
Yeah,
very close.
I think 80% of that roster.
Yeah, it will be in the World Cup, right?
75 or 80. There's guys on there that you omit. Like, again, I don't see a chance in hell you're not going with Tillman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
sure.
You got his brother there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, I think he looks at this, Pochettino, and I think he puts his starters, he thinks that would start against a team like that out there. But like Nate said, he gives guys off the bench to see if they can make a spark. Sure. But I think this is the time where he pushes them and he says, listen, we need to go out there and get results. Now, listen, I'm not saying they need to smack them 3-1, but they need to look like they're competitive. If it's a 1-0 loss, but they look competitive in it and they just couldn't finish a little bit, then that's fine. If it's a 1-1 draw, that's fine. But I think he's looking more for result-oriented things. And again, I think a lot of people brought this up. The 1980 hockey team, they didn't do very well with all their pre-stuff when the Olympics came. And I know Pochettino's big on Miracle and watching the movie and comparing his squad to Miracle of the 1980 group. But, again, like Nate said, it's a friendly, right? He's always said this. It's a friendly. And when you get to the big show, that's when it matters.
Yeah, I think Tolkien, Roldan, Timothy Tillman, Berhalter, and Morris are out there auditioning.
Yeah.
I think, McKenzie, Trusty, Robinson, and Zadowski are also auditioning out there as well.
They're not part of it.
What?
They're not part of that group.
I thought they were part of that group.
No. So the back line you have is Arfston, Freeman, McKenzie, Ream, Chris Richards, Anthony Robinson, Miles Robinson, Scally, and Austin Trusty. That's the back. Yeah.
So, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I still think there's some guys out there.
There are in the midfield especially.
Robinson being one of them.
Yeah, the midfield especially. Berhalter. I mean, Stu Holden's big on Johnny Cardoso. I'm not sold on him. I think he's a good club player. I think he drops the ball when he's in the national team, in my opinion. Where does Weston McKennie play? Does he play him as higher up? Because I think he's talked about that, playing as more of a goal scorer instead of in the midfield. Aidan Morris, I mean, is Gio Reyna going to bring it? You know, does he, we've talked about it. He's only played so many minutes and he hasn't done great. Roldan, is he the end of the guy that's the 20, 24, 25 player? Tessman, is he good enough? Can he do it? And I think we all can agree that Malik Tillman will be on. Oh, for sure. He's done so well at Liverpool.
Tessman is in.
Yeah.
I think Harrison is in.
Okay.
I just do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And for whatever odd reason, I think Gio Reyna's in. I think Scully is in. I think, and I hate to say this, Ream is in.
Yeah.
I think Dest is in. Now, I'm not saying they start. I'm just saying in.
If he's healthy by the injury. Yeah.
And I think your forwards, Luna, Belligan, Pepe, Wright, all in. The rest, I think, is still up for debate.
So you got like 7-8 spots, right?
You got a lot. Yeah. You got. There's that's not a lot of guys in name. So
no.
You still got a lot that are up in the air, and I think this is their time to prove it. Yeah, I don't know why Gio Reyna's in, but he's in. I don't know. I don't know why, but I have this feeling like if everyone's gonna be like, I can't believe he was called in, I'm gonna go, yeah.
I mean, we go back to that November performance. I mean, he was a difference maker, and he really does, for as much of like the chaos of whatever goes on in the club scene, for some reason when he puts on an American jersey,
brings it.
I mean, he's one of the most creative and talented players besides Christian Pulisic that can do multiple different things, that they bring something going forward. It's
besides the fact that he's only played 26 minutes of club football in 2026.
Yeah.
But he's going to put on that U.S. men's national team jersey.
Yeah.
This one.
Luka Podolski.
And he's going to be great.
Yeah.
Luka
Right
Podolski.
there.
Lucas Podolski, one of the
great for the national team.
Luka Podolski.
Yeah. James Rodriguez. Great for the national team, but can't do anything in club. So.
Yeah, every nation has one of those players, right?
Yeah.
So
finally we got one too.
Yay!
Hey!
Listen, if he helps win us games and advances out, whether he's off the bench or he's starting, I'm fine with that.
And that's the thing. I can't see a world where you don't call in Malik Tillman, where you don't call in Timothy Way, where you don't call in Christian Pulisic. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
These other guys got to be better than that. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I'm not saying they aren't. I'm just saying that's who you have to beat out. You know what I mean? So we'll see.
Yeah. But like you do have some. So let's go back to the Belgian roster. Just Jeremy Doku, like very fast. Guy that's going to dribble at you. How do the outside backs handle him? Leandro Trossard, wherever he plays, if he plays as a 10 or he plays someone, how do you deal with him? How do you deal with him in the midfield? How do you take away certain things? Because whether we like it or not, whether we bashed Arsenal, he is a very creative player, and he's done well for Arsenal.
Starts every game because he works his socks off.
He does. He was good at Brighton. He was a huge player for them, and when they lost him, it was a big loss. What does Kevin De Bruyne do? But like you can talk about Onana and Tielemans, very creative midfielders for Aston Villa.
Controlling midfielders. They come back and turn on the ball. They can control.
Yes.
They can get back and defend, and they can disrupt. They're disruptors and then connectors, right?
Yes.
And Tielemans has this range of passing that he never gets credit for. And if your back line isn't paying attention, he's going to put a through ball and send Romelu Lukaku in on goal, right? Because he consistently does it with Ollie Watkins and Morgan Rogers.
Yeah.
This is going to be a tough test. Now, I freaking hope Yuri Tielemans doesn't play, by the way, because he played 30 minutes today. It's the first time in 2 months he's played.
Yeah.
Okay. I hope he doesn't play because I don't need him to get injured. I need him to come back to Aston Villa and make sure we get a top 5 spot.
Mm-hmm.
Amadou Onana will play because he's good. he's healthy, and he will get a job done. And he's a beast to play against.
Yeah.
This is going to be a heck of a challenge for the U.S. men's national team, and
Well, both will, because Portugal, we haven't shown their roster,
that's
but
3
they
days later.
still have depth,
That's 3 days later.
and they're different types of players. They may be more creative than what maybe Belgium has, but
But I don't feel Belgium or Portugal need results. They don't need a result to prove. This is for them fitting players in and seeing how they play together, making sure they understand what the coach wants, right?
Yes.
I feel like that's what the U.S. men's national team should be doing, but I think they're still feeling out a couple of players here or there who are going to get minutes.
Yeah.
And they're more not so much the result, but more of how did we play?
Yes.
Were we a dog in the fight today?
And that's what he wants to see.
Did we lead? And I think that's what he wants to see.
Who's not going to quit?
If we lose 4-0 in one of these games or both of these games, the question marks are going to come up again. You just got to make sure that doesn't happen. If we lose 2-1 to both these teams, we go, these are two teams in the top 10 of the FIFA national rankings, FIFA rankings. It's fine. How did we play? We connected passes. We created opportunities. We got to see some extra players. We're good.
He is looking for who's gonna quit, who's gonna give up when it gets tough, and like we may go down 1-0, and how do we respond? How do we respond? Can I trust you in World Cup matches to play you and to put you in situations where I can get the best out of you, and I know we can get a response with you guys in? That's what he's looking for. So. And I think that was established in the November camp. A lot of guys have talked about that, how after they got blown out in a few of those matches, how quickly a couple weeks turned around and they changed the mindset and what he's looking for.
Yep.
So that is the answer. And the question is, do all these players bring it every time they come in? That's the question. And I don't think he's going to necessarily, this is just me. There will be very good players, but there will be some surprises that I think people will find. Like Nate said, it could be a Luna, it could be some other people where they find that I just want the hardest working guy and I can fit him in some way, or he'll be a great scout team player.
Sure. Yep, there's going to be a lot of that. We look forward to those two games happening Saturday and then Tuesday next week, both in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Where the U.S. men's national team headquarters is now based.
Yes.
So probably why that's being done there. There'll be a lot of meetings, I'm assuming, as the players started arriving tomorrow. Meetings at those headquarters with the players and the teams and all that good stuff. So getting set up for the World Cup, boys. We're less than 90 days away. It is almost here. We got a lot to get to ourselves with that as we're going to be doing our watch party, which is going to be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
All right, wrapping up that, we got two other items to get to, fellas. One I almost forgot about. We're going to do Wheel of Randomness. We're going to spin that wheel once, and we're going to ask a question. The other one is...
Nate's favorite game.
Zlatan got a new job. Zlatan is not only running AC Milan, he is now, for the summer, going to be joining up with Fox Sports as an analyst for the 2026 World Cup. He'll bring his legendary personality and hot takes to the biggest stage of soccer. This is going to be must-watch TV.
Yeah.
Zlatan doesn't hold back. He's almost like...
Can you put Zlatan and Alexi Lalas in the same?
Oh, my.
That'd be fun.
There's only one person I would like to see added to that list.
Roy Keane.
Got it.
Yeah.
Nailed it. If you could put those three in a room...
Ooh. Yeah.
World Cup starts June 11th, so we're less than 90 days away, as we said. Zlatan, listen, I think I'm going to tune into a couple of pre-games just to see what he has to say about teams and players.
Can he do a segment because he does like kickboxing? They should do something interesting where he does like kickboxing or whatever, and like in the middle of the segment or something, you
That'd
know?
be pretty cool. He's probably like, no, I don't do that anymore, but I'll show you all the tattoos I have. Zlatan does not do kickboxing.
And then Alexi Lalas can show him how to play the guitar.
Oh my God! Don't do Alexi like that. Don't do Alexi like that.
Come on, he
once toured with Hootie and the Blowfish.
He did.
His brother talked about that as we interviewed his brother a couple of weeks back.
Yeah, he wrote a record. He got a record.
Yeah. By the way, if anybody hasn't seen that, his brother Greg Lawless is actually a pretty cool guy.
Yeah.
He has some cool stuff to share with us. All right, it's time. Let's do Wheel of Randomness. This is how Wheel of Randomness works. Brooks spins the wheel. It'll land on a number. He'll tell me what that number is, and then I read off a corresponding question. Brooks, why don't you go ahead and spin that wheel?
Okay. 2.
This is actually pretty funny that this comes up. Just this wasn't on purpose. My word. If Zlatan Ibrahimovic replaced your boss for a day, are you getting promoted or are you getting fired, and why? Nate will go last. Brooks, if Zlatan becomes your boss tomorrow, are you getting fired or are you getting promoted?
I'm getting promoted. I think he would actually like me, to be honest with you. I'm not an overpowering person.
Yeah, okay.
I voice my opinions, and he'll fire back sometimes, and he'll be like, "You're stupid," or "Does Zlatan know everything?" Type of thing. I'm like, okay. But I could work with him. I could definitely work with him. And honestly, I've actually heard from people that have met him. He's actually a very nice guy.
Really?
Yeah, very nice guy. So yes, I think it'd be good, and I think he would promote me because he sees how hard I work, and I'm for the team.
Yeah. I'd probably be fired. Yeah, I'd be fired. He'd probably not like my ideas, not like the things I say, and I think he'd just fire me because I'd probably challenge him to a crossbar challenge, which he'd probably beat me at. But yeah, he'd probably promote you, fire me, and Nate, what's he doing with you, buddy?
Neither.
No. Oh. So are you?
I would be doing so well under him, there would be no other job for me to be promoted to but his job. And naturally, as I would tell him, I cannot possibly replace him because there is only one Zlatan. You see, I know how to navigate people like him very well. And I'm the right amount of suck.
When you say type of people like him, you mean like alpha males?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he would respect my physique and the fact that I work out. So I think we'd have a mutual, agreement there of
He'd be
healthy
workout
eating.
buddies.
Yeah, healthy eating and fitness.
And you can cook too, and I feel like
Yeah.
you can cook.
So it would be it's mutual respect, but I couldn't possibly be promoted because I'd already achieved the highest level under him instantly day one, that there is no possible promotion to be had.
We have a response from BX Gunner. He said, promoted because I challenged him to a slap boxing match.
Slap boxing.
He would slap the shit out of you.
Oh my God, he's probably so strong. As I read through some of the other questions we have there, they're pretty freaking funny. They get a lot of it's Lionel Messi, Erling Haaland. There's a couple of other funny ones. Would you rather do this or that? So I can't wait.
Teasing for the next weekend's
Yeah, we got a couple
Wheel of
here.
Randomness.
Sunday League football here. We got a couple of funny questions in here. All right, that's going to wrap us up, but I do want to say a big thank you to our sponsors. Again, a big thank you to Soccer World, soccerworld.net for all of your soccer gear needs. A big thank you to the Michigan Jaguars, michiganjaguarsfc.com for more information. A big thank you to Next Level Training. They are the best trainers in the country. There's a reason professionals from every league in this country fly to Detroit to train with them. Next Level Training, look them up. A big thank you to the football doc. He is awesome. If you are injured or you need some baseline testing, hit up the football doc, Dr. Zachary Atwood. And last but not least, a big thank you to Dog and Pony Show Brewing, who will be providing beer to the party, the World Cup U.S. Men's National Team party that we are hosting here in Detroit. I cannot wait for that. More details to come soon on that. Ladies and gentlemen, for the day of Sunday, March 22nd, that's going to wrap us up. We'll see you next week. Cheers.
Cheers.